Well, as you can see, the honeybees are on the goldenrod this morning, or this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. As you can see in the opening sequences, the honeybees are on the goldenrod today. There's a lot of activity here at the Layens Hive. My goal today was to come down and make sure they didn't need any sugar syrup. I brought some with me. We'll see after I get into the hive whether I need to add some, put some sugar syrup in the feeder. Going to get my veil and stuff on. I've got my smoker lit, and I brought along a spray bottle of sugar syrup. So as always, I will try the spray bottle of sugar syrup, and then the smoker is a last resort if the girls don't cooperate. So give me a minute and I'll get the hive opened up and we'll see what's inside. Well, as always, there are bees here in the open side of the hive. Not as many as there has been in the past, but there are still some bees over here. No surprise, the feeder is completely empty. I put some feed in it last Sunday was the last time I put any sugar syrup in there. So the sugar syrup I put in on Saturday was gone Sunday when I come out to add more sugar syrup. It looks like they might have drawn this wax foundation out a little bit more, but not a whole lot. They haven't started storing anything in it yet, so we'll look and see if there's anything further into the hive. The next frame is a frame that they start drawing out several weeks ago, probably close to a month ago, so we'll check it next. Well, here's that frame, and they haven't drawn out any more on it, and they have not stored anything in it yet, so probably the nectar flow is just getting started, so I may add a little sugar syrup here in a little bit. This frame's got a little weight to it. They've got some nectar stored in it, so, and there's also some pollen. I don't see any brood on this frame. Well, as you can see, this frame also has nectar in it. It's got a lot of open cells yet, but they are starting to fill it with some nectar around the edges. The center is open for the queen to be laying eggs. I don't see any eggs, but of course I'm in the shade and it's hard to see down into those cells. The other side of that frame has a lot of pollen in it. As you can see, it looks like it's orange colored, so that's a good sign. This is the next frame. It is chock full of brood on both sides, so most of it's capped. I'm not seeing any open brood, but there's honey or nectar around the edges, and then there's also some pollen up here in this corner, so looking good. This frame's got a lot of open brood of all stages. Pollen, and here's some honey in the corner. So the queen's been laying here recently, so I'm going to dig a little deeper. Well, this is the next frame, and it's got a lot of capped brood on this side. Some honey up here in the corner. Nectar down here. There's a little pollen. Let's take a look at the other side real quick. And here's a look at the other side. There's a lot of nectar. Some honey up there in the corner also. There's some brood. Some more brood. A lot of capped brood. A lot of open brood. So it's really looking good. Well, there's the queen. She's pretty camera shy, but she's on this frame, so I'm gonna have to be very careful about putting this frame back that I don't smash her or hurt her. I seen her as I start pulling the frame out, and I was very easy with pulling the frame out so I wouldn't smash her between the frame and the side of the hive. This frame has a lot of nectar on it, brood in the center like you would like to see, and nectar all the way around the outside edges, and pollen also. And there's some capped honey on this side. We've got pollen and brood, nectar and cap brood. Don't see any open brood to speak of on this frame. I'm trying to keep an eye on that queen. I don't want to hurt her. So I'm going to put my phone back down and I'm going to get this back in the hive before I lose my queen. Just wanted to show you before I put it back in there. There's the queen and all her retinue of nurse bees that's taking care of her. So we'll get her back safe and sound. Now this is the other foundationless frame that I put in just before I went on vacation. Looks like they've started to store nectar in it. This frame is right at the entry, so it would be the first opportunity they have to put nectar in the open cells. Well, as you can see, I smashed a bee by accident. I was talking to a guy at work this week, one of our IT guys. His name's Dan, and Dan asked me, do you ever get stung? I said, not all the time. Once in a while I get stung. Well, Dan, I've already gotten 2 stings from this hive, so that happens if you smash a bee once in a while and then get them all excited. Well, I had to smoke the colony a little bit to get them closed back up. I don't know if you can hear the roar. They're trying to fan that smoke out of the hive. So I'm going to finish up here closing up and I'll be right back. So I did fill the sugar syrup feeder up with sugar syrup. It holds right at 2 quarts. So I'm going to see what they do with this, and I may or may not feed them again tomorrow. Okay, I've got the Layens hive all closed back up. I did use my sugar syrup sprayer and to calm them to start with, but after I got stung a couple times after I smashed that bee and bounced the frame on accident, to get them closed up I had to use the smoke. My smoker had gone out and I had to relight it real quick, but we got it all closed back up, so we're going to head up to the Langstroth hive and see what's going on up there, and hope we have better luck with those girls not getting stung. These were pretty calm. The stings were my fault, just banging the frame and then smashing that other bee, I think. So we'll see you in a little bit.